All right, so today we are diving into something. Well, something that's trying to do what seems, frankly, impossible.
It's definitely ambitious. A huge lift.
Yeah, I mean, it's a theory trying to unify quantum physics, literature, spirituality.
And culture, all into a single mathematical framework.
Exactly. We're looking at the Global Cosmoflux Continuum by Dr. Pramod Ambadasrao Pawar.
And the core mission here is to unpack this idea that, science and spirituality aren't actually enemies. They might just be the same code.
So the central concept is monism. And normally, I think in binaries, right? East versus west, logic versus emotion.
Right, we're sort of wired for that kind of duality.
Yeah.
But monism argues that, hang on, these aren't opposites. They're just complementary parts of one big system.
The cosmoflux. I have to say, I like that term. Sounds like something from science fiction.
It's a great term. It describes this dynamic flow where human thought, the environment, even the cosmos are all interlinked.
And to get us to see this connection, the theory introduces a tool called Trans-Deconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the standard deconstruction we learned about in school, is it?
No, not at all. Traditional deconstruction is all about taking a text apart.
Breaking it down, finding the flaws.
And exactly. You're left with a pile of parts. But trans-deconstruction, it takes things apart only so it can rebuild them into a higher unity.
So it's constructive, not destructive.
Precisely. It's aiming for systemic coherence.
Okay, which I think brings us to the part that will make some people scratch their heads.
The math.
The math. The so-called Pramod Effect.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this formula, and it just feels like a puzzle.
It does. And this is where you really have to, shift your thinking. The core formula is 1 minus 1 equals 0 equals 1.
Okay, hold on. 1 minus 1 equals 0? I'm with you that far?
Mm-hmm.
But then equals 1? That's the leap.
That is the leap, because it's a cycle. Think of the first one as a conflict, a duality.
And the minus 1 is the opposition to it.
Which leads to 0. But here, 0 isn't nothingness. It's what the text calls universal zeroness. It's a reset point.
A state of pure potential.
Exactly. And out of that potential, a new, unified one emerges. So the conflict wasn't the end.
It was actually the engine for transformation.
It's a loop. And there's another formula, too. mt squared equals 0.
Which looks a lot like Einstein's formula, but it's different.
It's a deliberate echo. It represents the collapse of matter, that's the M in thought, the T, into that zeroness.
A single moment of insight.
Where the physical world and your mental state they dissolve into one.
This all sounds very theoretical, but the source material does try to ground it with this calculus of absence.
Yeah, this part is fascinating. The idea that presence equals absence.
Well, what does that even mean, practically?
I mean, it's saying you can't understand a system just by looking at what's there. You have to calculate what isn't there, too.
Okay, so these pro-absences and pre-absence.
Yeah, right. A pro-absence is like potential energy. Think of a student who is failing math, but has this brilliant, untapped mind for engineering.
That talent is an absence on their report card.
But it's still very real.
Yeah.
And a pre-absence is more like the invisible history in the room, the cultural forces shaping everything before you even start.
So if you only focus on what's present, you're missing at least half the picture.
For sure, at least half.
So how